Oh, all right.
What's
SKD,
up?
what's going on, y'all? What's
What is
good?
up, everybody?
Yeah, man. Look, this is my guy Jacob. For those of y'all who don't know, Jacob Parker. Fantasy football connoisseur, all of that stuff. Jacob, I'll let you introduce yourself, and then yeah.
Yeah, Jacob Parker, first of his name, breaker of chains. Uh, yeah, no, I'm no Dante. I'm Austin guy. I've been in Texas all my life. Known Dante for, man, is it 20 years? Not 20. It's 18, maybe. Man, I don't know. It's close to 2 decades, but and we've been in another league together for like what 15 years. So yeah, as far as fantasy goes, you guys are all lucky to be in a league with me. Like seriously, you can tell your grandchildren that you played fantasy football with me. So that's awesome. Yeah, it's kind of like you have the honor of being killed by Thanos. You know, it's basically the same thing. So I'm pumped. Now I will say this is my first time playing a dynasty league though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I might not win the first year, but 10 years out, I will have more titles than anyone else. You can record that.
Mark it down, take a note, take a picture.
Yeah, mark it down.
You know what though? And here's what's funny about this. And y'all, and I'm really hoping everybody stays in this league for a long time and gets into, because between Summer, Kyle, myself, we even got some eclectic mix in here. And you know what? All this shit this guy is saying right now, I gotta respect it because it gets backed up. It gets backed up in the leagues. He's right. We're in this league. We've been in it for this is our 17th year. And he's been the commissioner the whole time, and I've or 16th year, and he just gave powers over to me in this league. Kyle, I was able to get Kyle in this league after a person left, and so he's in this. But this is a long time, just normal, not a super flex, regular league. And Jacob, what is it? You've won like 5, 6 times.
Four or five, and I think this is our 15th year.
15, okay, 15. That's
I think
right.
it's our 15th year. So I have like close to a third of the titles. Been in the playoffs every year, but one year.
Yeah, close to a third. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all in the Final Four virtually every year.
Yeah, he is.
I'm also extremely modest.
Yeah, as you can see.
So the name of that team last year was I lost to Kyle actually, I think, in the semifinals, but the Riley Reed option. Okay, Riley Reed option. Okay, it's a very wholesome name. Look her up. Many awards.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. But you do realize what my team name was, and every time I played you, what happened, and then what?
Oh, hold on. What was it? What was the name again? Hold on. I'm not gonna get there, man.
Murder boner. We all know what it was.
Oh yeah. I knew it had something to do with piping her.
And look, well, look, I can give you all the memes of the big.
No, you always bring good.
Every time I played you, I laid that pipe.
You are the Dallas Cowboys of that league because you are a great regular season player.
Here we go.
And then
great segue, Jacob. Let's get into it. Okay, we're getting into it. Trey Lance and guys, this guy is a Cowboys fan. He's a Spurs fan. We've been to Spurs Lakers games together. Me and Jacob used to work together. We go way back. This is my guy. Okay, and we did I'm, as a Niner fan, a Californian that moved down here, now I got to listen to this. But this guy, okay, this is the quintessential Cowboy fan. So I'm teeing you up here. What do you think about the whole part of the Trey Lance trade, the pay, the opportunity this year, next year, moving forward? The floor is yours.
Okay, absolutely. And first of all, I will say I am not as delusional as most fans go. So I'll start there. It was a catch, by the way, with this.
Oh my God.
Anyway, all right.
So let's again. Oh my God.
I have to say that trade completely caught me
I
off
only
guard.
Summer are doing jumping jacks after you said that. Everyone else doesn't care. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I was just like, I went, my phone was on the charger. I went in there, grabbed it, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I had all these texts from so many people. Adrian, my bookie, was texting me. He's a big Eagles fan. And anyway, man, I think it's a fantastic move for Dallas. I'm going to talk about the Dallas side of it first. Giving up a 4th round pick for a 3rd overall pick, only having to pay $6 million, in the next 2 years. So there's this. It's a risk reward play, but the risk is so low. It's just so low. So I love it. He is a project a little bit. I think that's where San Francisco screwed up, is they didn't realize how much of a project he was. But if you really look at things, he won the starting job last year. He was not playing horrible before he got hurt. So I think if you give this guy 2 years to develop under Dak, and have, I don't know, obviously that coaching is going to take a slide down. Obviously Shanahan's a better coach, he doesn't have it. McCarthy's not as bad as people think he is. I mean, he's had back-to-back. I know Dan Quinn gets a lot of the.
Well, and you got Dan Quinn, so
yeah, and Dan Quinn gets a lot of the credit for that. But so I'm excited about it. I mean,
on a scale of 1 to 10, is this, you're ecstatic at 10? You think it's a steal, over the moon, and 1, you think it's the worst trade ever, and that
it's an 8. It's an 8.
Okay.
I think it's an 8. I don't think it's like that, but I think Dallas has been extremely savvy with their trades this offseason. They gave up a 4th, a 5th, and I believe maybe 2 other 4ths for Brandon Cooks, Gilmore, and Trey Lance. I mean, that's all like thievery, pretty much. I mean, Brandon Cooks has had
the money's coming in. You had to pay Gilmore, you had to pay Cooks,
sure.
That's salary cap implications. But let me ask you this: if Dak loses in the divisional round, if the Cowboys win 12 or 13 games and Dak loses in the divisional or the NFC Championship, what happens next year? Because just so everyone is clear, Dak Prescott's agent is a genius. He negotiated a no franchise tag clause in this thing. And so he will be 31 years old next summer. And he will be in a position to say, listen, this is my last year. You're going to give me – you have a dead cap hit.
Contract. Yeah.
Of the contract. You have a dead cap hit of $60 million. And if you don't sign me, I'm going to walk away for free, or you're going to pay me more money than Patrick Mahomes. And you have to do it because you're going to lose me for free. And so is that why they got Trey Lance is my question. Is that why you got a number 1 of the 4th overall pick and let him groom? And will they let Dak go before they let McCarthy go is what I'm saying. Next year.
There was a lot of questions there. So as far as like Trey Lance goes, in regards to Dak, I definitely think it was a chess move that Jerry made to put some pressure to be like, you know what, if we don't want to pay you Patrick Mahomes money, then we'll go ahead and obviously it depends on how he's developing. And I hope we get to see him in some games, some actual games. I don't want an injury, but I would love to see some blowouts, something like that, where he gets in the game. We've seen Cooper Rush, so I don't need to see him in those type of games. And what I'll say with the paying him more than Patrick Mahomes or whatever it is, it's honestly, man, it's just the next quarterback that's due for his contract at this point, because that's what the market, is dictating. And it kind of sucks. I'm glad his agent did the no franchise tag. I don't agree with the franchise tag. I think it's
wow.
I think it's a BS thing that the owners get to do.
Wow!
And
Oh my God! I'm so shocked you're saying this.
I think they fuck over running backs just constantly with it.
Oh my God! Who are you? I don't even know who you are. You never have took this stance before. You always were a front office team owner guy.
I am a front office when it comes to not holding out, because you signed a deal. You need to honor that deal.
Okay.
That's where I'm a front office guy, and I don't like the holdouts. That's what I can't stand. Okay. But you do this franchise tag, and then the guy gets injured during his franchise tag, and he's done. Obviously, they're making millions of dollars and things like that. But the other thing about Dak walking away is he's got to look at the no state income tax in Texas. He's got to look at the marketing dollars that he gets in Dallas that he's not going to get somewhere else.
You got to win in the Big D. Come on, who cares about all that?
No, I understand that. What I'm saying is Dak, he could take less money in Dallas than he would in Carolina. I'm just throwing out a name, because in the long run he's gonna make more overall. That's what I'm saying. So Dak wants to be in Dallas, but he has to get to the NFC. If he doesn't get to the NFC Championship in the next 2 years, potentially a Super Bowl in the next 2 years, and he squanders this defense, then I mean, and if those games are on him, I mean, I think you almost have to move on as an organization to have like some excellence, even if it means a step back for 1 year. So anyway, that's kind of my take on it.
That's a good take, man. There's a lot to unpack there, and there's ramifications. I would say that, I don't care who you are, and everyone wants to be a starting quarterback for the Cowboys, and that's what it is. It doesn't matter if when you're in college or high school, if you can play, you're gonna make money. You're gonna get endorsements. You're America's team, and Jerry is known to stick with a guy. He stuck with Romo. He stuck with who was that one black sort of dude? What's his name? That
Quincy Carter.
He stuck with Quincy Carter longer than he should. Like that. Like he will stick with a guy and
a week.
and look to try to recreate that Emmett playmaker. And let me ask you that: did you see the new show with Skip Bayless and Undisputed with Richard Sherman? And did you watch any of that?
I haven't watched it yet. I've got them recorded. So I definitely want to check that out, especially when you think about the Richard Sherman when he was on First Take years ago, and he
said, "I'm better at life than you. I'm better
than you. Yeah, I'm better. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm better in life than you." And he just got so personal.
Dude, it was crazy, and they addressed that. It was Richard Sherman and Skip Bayless.
You have to address it.
And they just aired it out, and there was more to that story than what we saw, but I thought that was interesting because I was like, man, how are y'all going to do that after this? But evidently they talked it through, and they said that we're more alike than what we should be. And I don't know about that, but Keyshawn and Michael Irvin, Michael Irvin's a Cowboys homer, so he's there the backup Skip. But we'll see, man. I guess Shannon Sharp's going to
he's in First Take now. September 4th. I think so. After Labor Day.
Monday the 4th, after our draft in that one league, the day after.
Yeah. Well, 2 days after, because Labor Day is Monday.
Well, it's the 3rd, so it's 1 day after.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought he was. So anyway, I mean, I definitely want to check that out for sure.
Let's get into your rankings. All right, guys, listen. We're gonna let Jacob Parker, aka Mr. Clutch. What's your team? Is it Clutch?
That name is pending. I was thinking about that today when I was going through the rankings. I'm going to get a new name.
You guys know 1980 is not his birth year, okay? Just so you know. That's 100%.
Fuck off.
It's 100% not it. So we're going to go, and this guys, we've been doing this for years in another league. This is going to be awesome. Jacob, go ahead, and you got the floor, 12-1.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to go 12-1. So let me bring up each team. I'm eating cotton candy, guys. So this is gourmet cotton candy. I don't sell it, but it's very good from City Pop.
What flavor you got, Jacob? What's the flavor?
And this is pina colada.
Pina colada. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
very, very,
guy, but
very, 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 very good. You're a what guy?
I said I'm not a coconut guy, so
Oh yeah, I love coconut.
I can't do
Anyway.
coconut.
Okay.
All right, number 12.
All right, so I want to bring the team up so I can look at it as I do it. But number 12 is R. White and the 7 points.
Okay.
And also, I will also preface this by saying that these teams overall, even the ones that I'm ranking in the bottom 4, whatever maybe, are not bad teams necessarily. I think that there were a lot of really strong drafts overall.
Yeah.
So, I say that. So the issues that I have with his team, I love Justin Fields, but he is a walking injury, the way that he plays. So that is a big concern. Your running backs are not good, just period. And you've got one receiver. Metcalf is the one. Smith is a 2. Addison's a 2, maybe a 3. So you don't. Do you have a tight end? I can't remember. But I just look at this team, and he's got Trey Lance. I would be shocked if this team made the playoffs if they won more than 4 or 5 games.
Yeah. No, that's
whoever you are, I apologize. I'm sorry. Balls and strikes. That's all I call. Okay. Any thoughts on that? Any questions on it?
I would agree with a lot of that shit. And my guy Shannon is a 0 RB guy, and he's a Colt fan, so that's why you see that. But Shannon, he loads up on wide receivers and QBs, and he makes deep runs in the playoffs. I've played with him for 5 or 6 years, but I don't disagree. As far as dynasty is concerned, Shannon, you got work to do, buddy, and you need to hope that some of these guys pop off in the running back position. So I love you, but you're 12. Let's move on to 11. Let's go.
All right, next one is, and there's parts of this team that I like, but Big Joe energy.
Yeah, Joe Brown.
Big Joe energy. And I'm a huge Joe Burrow fan, but you look at the entire team, Mixon, okay? We all love Mixon, aside from his, personal life. Great player. So he's got those two together. I don't know that I love that. Mixon is also a running back. I know he just did a new deal. Madison, who I like more this year than you do, but he's still a question mark on taking the entire load. He's been there for several years without being the starter, so he's still got mileage on him. And then you look at Higgins, another number 2. So he's just really Cincinnati tied. I don't love that in a dynasty league at all. Judy, he's obviously you couldn't predict him getting hurt. Lockett, a number 2. You've got Kelsey, so that really is who you have, is Kelsey in my mind. Cousins is his second quarterback, not bad.
And where did he get Cousins from? He got him from me, goddammit.
So I don't love this team. I think Burrow and Kelsey are going to have to put up, 50 points or more a game for him to win games. And I'm gonna say I'm gonna put the over under on his win total at 5.5.
You know what, Big JB? That's exactly what I said last week. It's gonna be rough for you. It's gonna be rough for you, Joe. And I think you got some pieces here, though. Like I said, he's gonna win 6 in a row. He's gonna lose. He's gonna tank. That was that question that we asked Summer the other week. But all right, 12, 10, 11. Let's go with number 10. And listen, bottom 4, they're all interchangeable. We're going to get into the meat of this.
I will say that's very true.
I'm really waiting to see Jacob's top 3 teams, and I hope he's, unbiased and just he does what he normally does when I see him.
I will say this. I spent a lot of time on this. I didn't just whip it together. I spent a solid 2 hours on it.
Okay. And you're not mad that I offered up your services on the software and the Hitler video? You're not mad?
I like how you say software. It's not really software, but
No, I'm trying. I'm gonna. It may.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put something cool together. I need some Facebook pages though, so I can get some material to make fun of people. I'm just fucking around. Number 11, I have the Varsity Club.
All right, big TJ, let's go. What's up,
TJ? So there's not a lot to love about this team. Jalen Hurts is really. Deebo Samuel, but his two running backs are, Javonte Williams for Denver, coming off an injury last year, still unproven. He had the, good year before that. Walker, he obviously had a decent year last year, but if those are your two running backs, I feel like you're going to have problems. And then you're like, okay, well, his running backs are weak. He's got to have good wide receivers, right? That's not the case. Deebo Samuel, obviously awesome.
Yeah.
But Jacoby Myers, and then Pickens is good, but we don't know. Kenny Pickett is going to get him the ball.
Jefferson. Ryan Clark said Pickens was better than Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, he said that talent wise he is. So
you agree with that? You agree with that?
No, fuck no. Okay. But if Ryan Clark is seeing that type of talent, but again, someone's got to get him the ball. So I just don't believe it. You got Kyle Pitts, who has been a bust at this point, and that's mainly Atlanta's fault. You got Damian Harris in here as one of your flexes, Brian Robinson, Jordan Love. I actually like the Jordan Love guy. I think he's going to have a better year than people think. I think Green Bay is going to surprise people.
Because he has weapons. That's why.
Yeah.
But okay.
So
look, all this looks good. We're going to move to number 9. What do you got?
I don't know. You mean number 10? So that was 11. That was Varsity Club. So I can't. M. Brill.
Big Mike. Michael Brill. Yeah, we're all trying to figure out his last name. He's going to tell us one day.
Okay.
He's the guy with a lot of good running backs that are older and not signed, right? So,
yeah. I mean, again, Dante said it. These bottom 4 are very interchangeable. He's got Mr. Sexual Assault himself, Deshaun Watson. A walking rub my butthole.
If I ever see you drive Deshaun Watson, I'm using this video. I'm gonna snip it and thumbnail it, and I'm gonna send it to you.
Hey, that's fine. I mean, God, 60 fucking women. I mean, God.
I know, it's so horrible.
Dude, there's prostitutes out there, right? I mean, those exist. So McCaffrey. Love McCaffrey. Just drafted him in one of my other leagues with the 3rd overall pick. That's awesome. Always injury concern with him. And then I don't know what the fuck Leonard Fournette is doing there. He's not even on a team.
No, he's not. And I was going to wonder about that. There's places he can go, but it seems like nobody wants to give him $6-7 million a year. He's going to have to take a vet minimum.
$6-7 million a year for Fournette? He's no.
He can catch and be a big body.
I mean,
be a fat guy who walks into camp. So
yeah, so that's a big thing. His other backs are Elliott and Cook, both 3rd down backups to Breece Hall and Rashawn Stevenson. So I don't love that. He's got Taysom Hill in as his tight end, which unless he's playing quarterback, that's just you might get 0 points. You truly might. His wide receiving course decent. He's got Brown and Ridley. I think Ridley's going to have.
He got Njoku from me. Sorry, Summer, I'm bringing up one of my trades, but he got Njoku from me.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know that. How many trades have you had so far?
I think 6 or 7, man.
You're fucking kidding me. 6 or 7 trades?
I had 2 during the draft, and then about 4.
Do you work during the day? I mean,
yes. I'm on my work thing right now. So
I know you are. I hope they can't see this shit. Because like, look at all these trades.
Yes.
Mike Evans. So yeah, you have decent wide receivers. That's definitely your strength. And then you have McCaffrey. So out of the bottom four, I thought you were the best overall. I'm not going to get too far into benches and things like that. There's just fucking players.
It's hard to say. So now that we got the bottom four, let's move into the middle, and then we're going to go with your top three. And listen, guys, newsflash: Jacob's going to have himself in the top three. Okay, I have not talked to him. I don't know what he's really going to say.
He doesn't. I'm not talking to him at all. And listen, all I'll say is this:
Jacob, he is going. And Jacob, just make sure we're clear. Are we talking this year? Or are we talking dynasty?
This is dynasty. These are dynasty rankings.
Okay, just so we're all clear.
These are not necessarily this year. That's why that team I just talked about, not this year. We're talking about dynasty.
Gotcha.
Because when I look at this team we just talked about, with Dalvin Cook and Elliott and Fournette, I mean, they might be out of the league in 2 years. I mean,
do you think he's got a shot at winning if they're all there and healthy with a good spot to play in and all that? Can he make the playoffs?
So he's possible of sneaking in the last spot. If McCaffrey balls out and Deshaun Watson, he did not look good last year. So
I mean, but you gotta, we're doing dynasty rankings, but
this year, you asked me about this year.
Wants to say who's going to win this year? That's what this was weird about a dynasty league.
Another question. That's another question. So I'd have to reevaluate, based on that. So I couldn't give you an answer on that. I mean, I could look and say, hey, these are the top 6 for this year, but I can't do that on this call.
All right, give me your 8. Give me the 8th spot.
So you're still screwing up. It's
nice.
Oh yeah, you know what? No, you're right. I'm missing that top line. So let me just get rid of that top line. Hold on. You're absolutely right.
Okay.
So number 8 is Amon another level.
What? You think Chris is okay? Oh, this is interesting. Okay. So this is dynasty.
I will tell you this. I went back and forth with this a lot.
Okay.
Like a lot. I had him bouncing all over the place, and I was looking at it. And listen, I do like your team, so that is not a knock at all. I'm not trying to talk shit about your team, like I did the other 4.
We're talking shit.
Okay, so we'll address the wide receivers first off. Probably the best wide receiving core in the league. Okay, so Jefferson, Brown, Diggs, Juju, whatever. Those are beasts. Okay, absolutely. Okay. Now, here's where I have some issues. I think Najee Harris is not that good. Okay. And I think they're going to be behind a lot and they're going to be forced to throw. I don't think Najee Harris is that good. I would it'd be hard pressed for me to draft him in any league at any position, really. What?
I said I'm with you on that.
Agree. So
not in today's NFL. He and I'm not to derail you, but Tomlin has this guy of this 3-down back, and Najee can catch. He's slow. He's a little bit powerful. He can run inside. He's got a good stiff arm, but he's not going to break 20-yard runs. It's 3, 6, 9 yards at a time, and he catches shit behind the line. And in a PPR league, maybe that'll get you an RB2, but you draft Najee to be an RB1, and that's where I agree with you on that.
Yep, absolutely. Then we look at Cam Akers. And Cam Akers, we didn't know if he was going to be kicked off the team last year. We don't know. He's had such an up and down, time with the Rams. So you can't depend on him for anything, really. We could see week 2 him being cut. That wouldn't surprise me. I'd just be like, okay. So that's why I have him where he's at. So his wide receiving core, obviously, awesome. Why am I not seeing tight end? Oh, there it is. Higbee as, the tight end. Stafford, has not – he was coming off injury. I think he got his Super Bowl and his money, and he's good.
You saw those text messages from his wife or the podcast she did where she's dude, she was saying that he can't relate to the players. This was on a live podcast, not like texting or nothing, not you're hacked. She was on her podcast and she was like, he's 35 and all these 20-year-old players, they go and get on their phone after the game and like he can't relate to them. He can't talk to them. This is the Cooper Cup season is what I'm hearing.
That's a bad – I mean, that's definitely a bad sign for that team in general. So, anyway.
Number 7, let me go. Let me hear it.
Number 7 is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, Omar. All right. What's number 7? This is Dynasty rankings.
So this is Dynasty rankings. Let me try to get to it. Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on. Can't click on it. There we go. We'll just go top down. So Geno Smith, we like Geno. You know, he had a Cinderella story last year. Can he do it? You know, another year. He's got to play San Francisco twice. Not ideal. Let's see. His second quarterback is Stroud, a rookie. Not ideal. He's young, so that's good as far as dynasty, and that's why he's, you know, where he's at. Arguably, so he's right there with the guy I just did. That doesn't sound right. As far as wide receiving core goes, because you've got Chase, Hill, and Kirk. Chase is young. Hill, a little older. Kirk had a great year last year. Would probably be the number 1 if Ridley didn't show up, and he still could be. So really strong there. And then he's got Nick Chubb, awesome.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, man. Running backs, when they're into like 4th, 5th year, you just start getting nervous about how much longer they truly have. And if we're looking at dynasty, and Cleveland doesn't take care of their players, at least historically. So I don't love that. And then you got Eckler, who I absolutely love. He's going to ball out this year. He's going to be great. But is he going to be there 2 years from now? So I'm looking at the entire picture and the longevity of everything. I do not think this is a bad team. I think he has a legitimate shot to. Are there 8 teams or 6 teams making the playoffs here?
6 teams.
Right. Yeah, he's going to be right there for that last playoff spot. I mean, Miami's D, not bad. It's pretty good. Tight end. Who the fuck is that? Okinawa. Anyway.
Okinawa? Damn, that's racist, man. Come on.
I wasn't trying to be racist. He's not Asian. I just couldn't pronounce it. My bad. So anyway, I like this team. It's not bad. Again, these teams, these top 8, man, I can't tell you how back and forth I went on them. And sometimes I had to remind myself that it's a dynasty instead of just like right now. And then you've got James Conner. He could be done after this year. He could be done mid-season. I mean, the guy is that. You know, I don't even know. You know, so I don't trust
Conner to whatever. Like, there's a lot that could go on with the Cardinals. I agree.
Oh man, the Cardinals might be the worst team in the league.
Oh no, they're not. Might they are?
They are. Okay, there you go.
They are. There's no one else really I can think of like off rip. Maybe the same.
I mean,
bad team.
Yeah,
I mean, they're trying.
I mean, they deserve it too with like hiring Cliff Kingsbury.
Sure.
I don't know what they were. They thought they could like maybe get a Sean McVay all of a sudden and get lightning in a bottle. Man, are they dumb.
Dude, Cliff Kingsbury went to Thailand and they owed him like $60 million. And if he doesn't play, or doesn't coach again, they still have to pay him that money. So like if he gets a job, then they offset the money. But he did a one-way ticket to Thailand, not a round trip. One way. He's like, I'm going to get all this money and I'm going to sit out of football and there's nothing y'all can do about it. And
absolutely. He's in Thailand, getting, rim jobs from like 3 different girls at a time, drinking a Mai Tai.
Oh, he's
counting his money.
He's living the life.
So, I mean, applaud him. I mean, good God.
All right, top 6. Where we at? Let's go. This is the best of the best.
Village idiots.
So you got Summer. You got Summer at number 6 dynasty. Keep talking. I'm gonna use.
Yeah, hang on. What happened? I lost my setting here. Village idiot.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Okay.
I'm gonna keep going.
Gotcha. So we got Herbert. Obviously, Herbert's awesome. I think he is slightly overrated. People keep talking about the talent in his arm. It just hasn't quite translated to, wins yet. Then he's got Barkley and Henry. Obviously, two great backs. We keep waiting for Henry to break down. Barkley obviously is not happy with his contract situation. I don't know if that's going to equal the success that you want from him. But obviously it's Barkley and Henry. So there's some just question marks there, but that's the strength of his team is those three guys. Now we get to the wide receivers, and they're not good. You got Wilson with the Jets, solid. London with Atlanta, who he's not a bad player, but he's got a second year quarterback thrown to him. Yep. Gallup, third wide receiver. Dobbins, who's injured every other week. Mooney, another number 2. So Rodgers and Herbert, and then his running backs. That's his strength. Waller, we'll see what Waller does.
It's her. That's her, by the way.
Her. Sorry, my bad. I didn't know whose team it was.
It's all good. It's all good, and that's the way it should be. And
I was unbiased.
We're unbiased analysis.
Being unbiased, yeah, absolutely. So this is a good team. This team will be right there for the 6th, 5th spot. There's no bye in her future or anything like that. But this is a team that she can go to war with each week. She's just gonna have to get a lot of production from her wide receivers that they're gonna have to outperform.
Yeah, and I think she put Kadarius Toney on the trade block, and then Omar said some similar stuff. Summer's got a good team for the future, and again, these are dynasty rankings.
That is true. So it's like, is London going to come out and be the player that she hopes? Gallup, though, he's been what?
And now you and Kyle are the only other Cowboy fans, so be nice to her because if you guys want to trade, you got to.
Yeah, no. I understand that, and I like Gallup, but the fact is he is the third wide receiver. So if he was the number, Brandon Cooks is number 2 for sure.
Is he?
Dude, he's had 7,000 yard seasons, and think about all the quarterbacks he's had throwing to him.
He's into like Miami or something. Like
what?
Brandon Cooks is not. Yes. He's a plug and play, 100 catches, 1,000 or 90 catches, 1,000-yard guy. But he's not somebody that there's a reason he's been on 7 different teams.
But listen, he's not a number 1 now. So CD can go be the number 1, and he's not going to get the same double coverage as he got. I'm telling you, he is going to tear it up. I will bet you 1,000 yards. Will he have 1,000 yards this year?
Yes. Yes. Okay. He has 1,000 yards on every team he's on, but they keep trading his contract in him. There's something.
He's small. Maybe he's got some weird locker room habits. I don't know.
See, that's a problem with the Cowboys. They think they can plug and play and they can buy a championship. No, you need to develop. You need Jennings. You need Danny Bell or Danny Gray. You need Elijah Mitchell. You need guys that you home grow and that are part of the culture.
Pollard's been there. Most of those players are. This is the first year that they've been this active in a while on the trade blog, and they didn't overpay for anyone. Anyway, let's move on because we're
okay. All right.
Let's move on. So that was Village Idiot. Number 5 is Text Guy. Kyle. Another Cowboy fan. Look, that's Kyle. Okay. And Kyle, beat me last year in a pathetic performance by both of us in another league. I got like 17 points out of like 4 studs. Anyway, Kyle, this is a good team. Now we're starting to get into the more balanced teams overall. So
okay, yep.
So Mahomes, okay, that's your number 1. Awesome. Russell Wilson, if Sean Payton can get him back to 75% of the old Russ, that's huge. That'll end up, potentially being a steal right there. So I think that's a great 1-2 punch on the quarterback. Mark Andrews, obviously, if it weren't for Travis Kelce, could be the number one. Tight end, guy's a monster. Now his running backs have question marks. Okay. So Stevenson with Zeke coming in, that's not the best news for Stevenson, holders. Sanders, man, Sanders, I feel like he might have a really bad year.
What?
So hear me out. I was in one of my other leagues. I was laughed at last year when I drafted Miles Sanders in like the 5th round or something. And I even had a bet with like someone else against he'd do better than Breece Hall. I just had a feeling, and he did. Breece Hall got injured, obviously, but he had a great year. But he was playing behind one of the, if not the best offensive lines in the league. Okay, they were up quite a bit in games. Okay. That is not going to be the case with Carolina. Okay. They are not Philadelphia. They don't have the same line. He got his, not, huge contract, but he got a decent contract there. I just think he's going to have, I would say 65% of the production he had last year.
Oh man, that means he's like an RB3 if that happens.
So, so that's my biggest issue with his team. But that 1-2 punch with Wilson and Mahomes, that makes up for a lot of that can make up for a lot of. Oh, and I forgot about his wide receivers. Olave, I think he could be a top 10 guy this year potentially. I love that. I love him. Godwin, that's a little bit of a question mark. And then Brown with Arizona, they're going to be behind, so they're going to be throwing. So anyway, that's my number 5. So now we're getting into
Jahan Dotson.
Oh yeah, I like him. God, man, I can't remember the quarterback for Washington. Howell. Yeah, so Howell. So that's really what it comes down to. It's like, is Howell going to be, a decent quarterback? I guess he's the number 2 guy. Is that right?
We'll see.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like we don't know. So it's like I had him last year and he had a good run for a couple of games, but I don't think you can count on him for a ton. He's a flex.
Cream of the crop. Then we're getting to the top 4. Okay, this is top 4 Jacob's rankings. Let's go.
Yeah, so like Dante and I have not been mentioned yet. So, and we're not going to mention them, now either. Grizzly Adams 17.
Big Mark. Okay, DJ Cal, your best.
And listen, I really need to preface that I went so back and forth, and I was trying to make so many arguments against myself. Even these 4 teams, man. I'm talking about 1A, 1B, 1C, and 1D. Yep. Okay, I swear to God. Josh Allen, the only jersey that's not a Cowboys that I've ever owned in my life that's in my closet.
That is big right there. He's got a Josh Allen jersey, and that's right. And then didn't you get some for Miles too?
I got Miles. I love Josh Allen. I love watching him play. Okay. Then you got Jacobs, who is constantly getting disrespected. I think he's got a 1-year deal, so he's going to play to get a bigger contract. Pollard, same deal. He's got the franchise, so he's got to. If it's not for Dallas, it's for somebody else. So he's going to ball out. Then you got Waddle, one of the best, number 2s in the league, probably with it's debatable with Higgins and Devontae Smith. Watson, that's up to Jordan Love, but I think Jordan Love's going to have a good year, and I think Watson's going to be the number 1. Michael Thomas, Dallas Goedert, motherfucking Dallas Goedert. You're going to be named after the Cowboys, and then you're going to play for the Eagles. If that's me, I say thanks, but no thanks, Philadelphia. Go fuck yourselves. If Miles got drafted by the Eagles, I'm pulling an Archie Manning, and we are sitting out.
Look, you're always going to have this story, just like when Trey Lance got traded to the Cowboys and he's your starting quarterback and wins you Super Bowls. We're always going to have this story. We're going to remember this.
Sure. We're going to remember it. Swift, there's like that running back situation with Philly is very interesting with him and Penny and Gainwell. Herbert, Derek Carr, he's got a lot to prove. And I think he's going to have a good year. He's been disrespected the entire time he's been in the league. So I think that's another one of the better 1-2 punches on as far as quarterbacks go. So all right. Now number 3.
Let's go.
Let's bring it up. You.
Top 3 teams. Oh, me.
You.
All right. Now let me hear.
Mr. Party. Okay. So Lamar Jackson, he just got paid. He's got that big deal. I love him, but he does. There's always injury concerns with him. He's been injured multiple times, so that is a concern with him. You have Purdy as your second QB. You can talk about him and all these things, but you've been constantly trying to upgrade your second quarterback position. So you're not ecstatic about him and Mac Jones there with your quarterback depth. Let's be honest. So I don't love that, and he's coming off an injury as well. So then we talk about your running backs. Aaron Jones, I think, could be unseated as the starting running back in Green Bay sometime this year. I think A.J. Dillon, and that could mean a 60-40 split. I mean, both those guys are awesome. I like Aaron Jones. I think he's going to have to do a lot this year with Aaron Rodgers gone. And again, we're talking about the number 3 team. These are your team's obviously good. Devontae Adams, I'm curious to see what he does with Garoppolo. I think he's going to have to lean on Adams a lot. So I think he's going to get a lot of targets. And if you throw it near him, he's going to catch it. Cooper, also disrespected. Hopkins, I love DeAndre Hopkins. I was really hoping Dallas would get him.
Too much.
But too much. I know, but who is even going to throw the ball at this point? I mean, who's the start? Is it Tannehill still? And then Levis is number 2, and Malik, I can't remember his last name. Another Willis. So it's like your quarterbacks are just not great there at all.
Do you have good quarterbacks last year?
No, they didn't. But DeAndre wasn't there.
I mean, like Colt McCoy or whoever else.
Oh, you mean No, you're right. He catches the ball. He was suspended.
The quarterback in Houston.
What's that?
Did DeAndre Hopkins have a good quarterback in Houston with Case Keenum and fucking?
No, he had Watson.
For 2 years, 1 year, and then
I think he had him for at least 2. But anyway, Keenan Allen. So you've got an overall pretty strong core there. I think the thing that you're overestimating, probably how you think I'm overestimating Madison, is James Cook. I haven't seen enough from James Cook to think that he's going to do that well. If he does do what you think he's going to do, though, and then look out. Not just this year, but multiple years because he's young enough. Okay, so I think he's had some fumble issues, if I remember correctly.
Nope.
Are you sure?
Dead sure. I'm dead sure.
All right, I'll have to look that up. But
he's had fumble issues. And we can, that's actually a really good point, an astute point about the makeup of my team, because, there's some older vets at wide receiver, and Breece Hall's got Dalvin Cook right now for a year. And then there's James Cook, David Montgomery, some other players there. But I like the bringing James Cook up. I did put a lot of stock on him. And I'm going to say this right now, and I will put money. We can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
James Cook is a top 20 guy this year in a 12-team league. That means he's a RB2, and I think he'll be an RB1. He may even be. I'm James Cook.
How about this? Let's have friendly $100 side bet on who scores more fantasy points, Cook or Madison?
Okay, bet $100
Bet.
on the whole year.
On the whole year.
And what happens if somebody gets injured? Is it still keep going with the bet?
I think if one of them misses more than 3 games, we can call the bet. But if they, I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Okay, I'm gonna just say I'm not gonna do no injury. I'm just gonna say James Cook has more.
Okay, yeah, no. Then Madison has more points too, and Madison's had more injuries.
Somebody gets injured, but
that's what happens. Okay.
All right. Hey, wait. Virtual handshake me.
Virtual handshake you, and then also we haven't talked about a ton of defenses. I don't talk about them unless they're really good. You have San Francisco's defense, which is huge. So the thing, and you have Hawkinson. You have a very balanced team, and you have a mix of young guys and old guys. So that's why I got you. In the 3 spot.
Keep talking. What else do you have about me? Just make this heap more praise on how good I am at this.
Okay.
Okay. Number two, Jacob. And listen, it's either Jacob or it's another team. Okay, whatever.
The other team is BJ Mustard or something like that.
BJ Gilbert is who he's talking about.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
And so listen, he's got a quarterback of Dak Prescott, and I didn't want to be biased and put him number 1 because of my boy Dak. So I put him number 2. Okay. All right. He's number 2. He's got 2 studs at running back. Now there's question marks though with these studs because Robinson's a rookie and he's playing for Atlanta, who's not the best team. Taylor, we don't even know where Taylor's going to play right now.
Nice.
So that is a huge question mark. Then you've got Kupp, who is coming off an injury, and he's got a quarterback that can't relate to his players. You got Michael Pittman. I don't like that at all. I think he's going to have issues getting the ball from a quarterback that was taken way too early. Mike Williams from the Chargers. The thing about him is, man, he's great with that deep ball, but if I remember correctly, he doesn't catch like a ton of passes. He catches the big passes. If I remember correctly, Kittle, as long as he can stay healthy, he's had some injury problems in the past. Isaiah and Chico. The only thing I don't like about him is that they don't like to use the running backs in KC. Even at the goal line, they'll do a shuffle pass to Kelsey.
Okay.
So, but I mean, obviously a very, very, very solid team. Bryce Young is the other question mark. I don't like that he's got a second quarterback as Bryce Young.
So, okay. And you've got Adam Thielen on your team, and then there's DJ Shark who got hurt, and there's Terrence Mark and some other guys. Where do you think the Carolina offense is going to end up this year?
That's a good question. So Carolina, they were fighting for that last playoff spot last year with Tampa Bay. They were very, very scrappy. They could make the playoffs. It really comes down to Bryce Young. Thielen thinks they have a fantastic team. Thielen's been talking up their offense. I don't know if you've seen any of that.
I have not.
He said that he thinks they could even make the Super Bowl.
Of course he did.
Okay.
I mean, what else is he supposed to say? That's the only thing he can't say.
He could say they were going to make the playoffs. He doesn't have to say they're going to make the.
You're on the team.
So I think they have. Man, that division is going to be a fun division to watch because I think you can make an argument for all 4 teams. I think Atlanta's probably last.
Or Atlanta. With Bijan.
Honestly, you could have 4 8-8 teams. I don't know. They're all average teams. So Carolina, I don't know how many points they're going to. Whatever they put up last year, I think you could add 2 to 3 points to that average.
That's good. Maybe they're a top 18 team in the league. But let's get down to it because we already.
Yeah. Know. So listen.
You are the number.
I am, but I am being like dead honest, like on my son. That listen, everyone
has the number 1 team.
I tried so hard to not put myself here because I was like, God, I'm a homer. Blah blah blah. I tried so hard, but I was doing a lot of analysis on this. We both use Fantasy Pros analysis as well. I'm ranked as the number one starters, okay, as far as starters go, number one in the league as far as starters go, okay?
Hold on.
You can look it up. I'll tell you right now. I'll screen share you. All right? Dynasty, starters, it's number one, okay? Quarterback, Lawrence and Daniel Jones. Those are both young guys overall. They're getting better each year. ETN is young. Gibbs is a rookie. I think Gibbs is going to be a baller. Then you got Lamb, McLaurin, Zay Flowers. He's looked good in preseason. Now, the issues and then Damian Pierce plays for a shitty team. Now, my issues on my team are tight end because I have Evan Ingram, who did ball out last year, but he is older, okay? So I have a question mark on Dalton Kincaid. You know, if he's good, then that's huge for me. And then my defense, I have Seattle's defense, and I can't remember the other defense I took. I waited way too long to get a defense, and it fucked me.
You got mad about that because you could only.
I did because I wanted to get three and then rotate them in and out because we have so many spots. But that was a mistake that I made. I kept thinking, it'll wrap around me, I'll be good, and it wasn't. So
drafting fantasy football, that's how it happens.
Yeah, so that's why I have I as far as balance goes, I think I'm extremely balanced, and I went for the younger side of the ball as well because of the dynasty side. Maybe I went a little too young, but I don't know. I didn't want too many old guys. I've got Thielen, but I wanted a young team so that I'm not relying on these rookie drafts going forward.
That's a great point. And for those of us who have never played in a dynasty league before, that I think is one of the key components of when you make trades, how you draft, all that kind of stuff. And so it's going to be interesting to see if that plays out for you, Cotton. It's we're gonna see if that plays out.
Yeah, it is. You're right. It is. It could backfire. I could be shit. I don't know. But I wouldn't. Now, how about? Do you want to make? We got $100 bet. You need to write these down because I'll forget shit.
I'll text you.
We can do who goes further or who has a better regular season record between you and I.
Ooh, man. You know what? I don't, because right now this is a new league. It's a dynasty, and you don't have divisions, right? We're just 1 through 12. So the playoffs is not based on division, which is new to both of us. I know that. And so it's hard for me. What I do know is James Cook is going to outscore Alexander Madison.
Well, then you're playing with free money then. So.
Well, then if I'm playing with free money, I want to double it. So I will do double or nothing. I'll do 2-1.
What?
That I last longer than you in this league.
It's just we have two bets, $100 each. Who goes further?
But I'm already going to win the other one, so I want to double or triple my money.
So what do you want to? How much money do you want to do in the? You want to do 200 on the other one?
Yes.
Okay, 200. 200, and it's who goes further.
Just to clarify, it's this year.
Just this year. Yeah, we can't I don't want this. I don't want
to bet this year, and James Cook, Alexander Madison, who scores the most points
this year. Yeah.
All right, that's $300. Virtual shake.
Right. And we'll classify a tiebreaker if they both lose if both of us lose in the playoffs in the same round. That the regular season record is the tiebreaker.
That changes things.
Well, I'm just saying, what happens if we both go out in the same round?
Or the playoffs.
It's unlikely. It's unlikely, but.
So you want to, if we both get.
I don't want to watch. You tell me another tiebreaker then.
Another tiebreaker. I would rather do points scored than record.
Fine. Points scored.
Fine. Okay, great. Lasts longer, and if we both get knocked out in the first round, whoever scores the most regular season points wins $200. And I got $100 that says James Cooks outscores Alexander Madison in the regular season. Virtual bet. We're doing it right here.
Virtual bet.
All right. Hey, go eat your fucking chicken or whatever else you're doing. Guys, this is Jacob Parker.
You're telling me to go eat chicken?
Go. No, I'm just whatever you're eating. I don't know what you're eating right now. He's licking his finger, looking good.
It's cotton candy. You go eat. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
All right, bro. It was good catching up with you. I love you guys.
Yeah, man.
SKD.
Everybody.
I got another one coming with TJ on Wednesday. Watch out for more content. Like, subscribe, hit the smash button, whatever. Goodbye.
Later, guys. Bye.